Yeah, just like that sequence. Mm, I'm not to record any of that time. You like this glitch? Yeah, it's been the filtered light. Well, a regular camera can sense it, so it goes black. My regular camera, yeah, unlike other cameras also can go off and detect light as it feels like daytime. Yeah. So anyway, what I was pointing out was the how many sides is that? One, two, three, about six of them. Yeah, the hexagon over here. Yeah, the septagon or the octagon or the pentagon, the quad, the quad, the quadtagon, the tri, the triquadron, triangular. Yeah, they all. This was basic stuff they teach you inside learn from width. That's why to learn in spaces within simplicity. So when you break down the information that's complex, you're able to somehow create an algorithm, a system that allow you to be organized around the space. Right. Again, I get to have the option because God selected me for this day, for all the reasons. Oh man, it didn't matter, man. I would have gone to Ukraine, and if I come back alive, when I go to all that shit over here, I probably I'll have been the one over here standing tall. So I said, no, I said, right now I think I got like an infection. Yeah, no, that's supposed to go away until my things piss off. So I got like a little drowsiness, a little migraine around the space. It's easy to deal with for like a Tylenol, no difference around the space. Well, I said I have the option. God bless me. Yeah, my nose gets stuffy and so I said I got the option over there. Yeah. No, I said again, if you know real estate, you'll know that most of these spaces are commercial, and they're always looking for investors. You just have to find them to the your local bank, your community bank over here, your municipal bank, and then that's why they have their own club and their own system to make sure that the money you put in, it's like of value. And they scout you out. They always welcome you on the special, but you have to be careful with that type of money. Yeah, because you can't just go off and take it out on the special. But at the same time, you get to maintain a piece of like a property, a system that they will go off and give it to you at a certain price. And then you just have to like stick with them for like 5 or 10 years, and then you like the new monsters over here that come into their big money and stuff like. Yeah, including they all come to and like buy you up on the space. Yeah, you sell out. That was the name of the game over here. To grab, hold on, and then let go, and then recreate, let go for as much as you can inside your life over there. That's like short within this period over here. It's like, that guy over here will go off and like live for like 60 years. 60, 80 years or something, and then he dies after 1 century. And guess what? Gets to be left over. This over. So by the time he dies, he had to have the next one in line. That's probably his sons or like somebody that's 40 or something like that. Way to go off and take control of that system itself, depending on the reference that they have, and then which is someone over there, they get to collect a fee. Also the bills. Yeah, the worst one is the bill over here. That goes to the negative direction over here. Like a whole bunch of like flaws within the system. Yeah, right at the same time, when that next generation passes by, same thing over here. Must have somebody get to like stay behind. It's just that very few of us know about it, especially outside. Very few. Very few are connected to it, both into the real world itself and into like a digital system over here. That makes us look like as if we were like mystical. As like unique monks and priests of our centuries over here. What's up? Yeah, unique beyond if you can imagine. Ahead of everybody. And too smart. And too way too gone into more things specifically. Like to us other people look like monkeys. especially what they have inside the third world nations over here. Also, that they hybrid and they wanted to use like some abuse as like a civilization to make them inbred. You walking out all fall. They teach you a style to go off like sit down on the water. To this day, you can't realize you're part of a slave clan and what your history is. Myself, because of the fact that they took that intelligence and that ability away from you. They took everything. You're meant to go off and die. They can't save you, rescue you. What do you like? We'll go off and eat everything that they came and fight each other. It's our cyber warfare where you have cyber dragons continuously collapsing non-stop. As I continues, and they can't stop. If they stop, that death means for them. So they continue to collapse from one space to the next, and then eventually, by the time you're born over here, you're born into it. I don't know, man. I wish you better luck to you to be born on this side of the earth over there, instead of that space here, because most likely my owner is going to eat you up. He has the right to like the strong eat the weak, and eventually somewhere, yeah, even when I pay right in front of you, as your key to a gateway. That's a lot. You will not learn to recognize me. Neither would I want you to recognize me around the space here. Because of the fact that unlike the whole here, the nun will get caught up inside of a space like where the trap master in you specifically, she will fall for it, and like he'll demolish her consciousness. So he put a trap inside the poor to go off and eat it up and turn against her when she tried to help him out, man, especially on spread God. Yeah, me over there, I go the opposite way, because I had too many abolitionists and too many others fall to these traps, away, especially with the Federal Revolution into my office facility. They got killed. Yeah, so I'm much more cautious with my DNA over here, so especially the warning and the echoes from like the voice of the dead over here. So, yeah, makes my journey even much more mystical into my office specifically when you get to like carry off the dead to their voices on especially into a future. That's pretty cool. Into my office, they get to merge your personality and who you are as a human being with like the dead. They get to carry off a weight inside your energy and your soul and go off and like guide you. It's like I don't know. They almost had the movies over here about the ancestors. Some of movie Pocahontas and all that stuff. What's that? Yeah, I know you missed the entire spirit bomb, all that stuff. That's why you're not part of the cool club over the cyberspace, and that's why me and the other niggas over here, the highly intelligent boys over here, myself, when we communicate, we do it in such a way that it piss off everybody around the space here, because by the time we put out one warning, that's a warning for the other boy over here. They didn't get the warning, and then they would get the warning on the space here, because we communicate on a high level of language as if we were aliens around the space here too fast. By the time we're done over here, somebody got the update, he got the update, they got the update, they all get pissed off that they had to go off and reform the game, and then eventually some people get mad that some of us young people are just too intelligent to go off and fall for dumbass butchery or like cannibalism inside the system under society. Yeah, that's why I'm all open for the foundation of the freedom of information, because that's how I got the information initially. If you didn't read and didn't explore topics that was taboo to you, apparently she didn't want you here, because of the fact that you're too pussy to go off on a mission with her, especially outside. You'll not be able to like somewhat maintain your position, your character, go off a fucker, and do certain things around the special. And then by the time you're done over here, yeah, the mission get compromised, and then eventually you get killed with her, especially outside. She got to learn to hate your ass so much for being such a big pussy. And especially that nowadays she seek out black killers. That's what she always wanted into my office, especially bodyguards. Yeah, that's why she was doing an invocation or like chanting for the devil, and eventually that spell itself is a sex act that you won't find over the cyberspace here, where she's begging the baddest nigga on earth to go off and like provide her with divine protection underneath his wing. So she's literally fucking stepping into the circle of hell and like sacrificing herself as a succubus to go off and like become a prostitute on the special. Yeah, just because of the fact that the high end level of that system over here is too difficult for her into my office space on us. There's too many killers around the space. It's literally like military, it's basically military. So she gets squished in between, and then she gets somewhat given into some of the other alphas on the special. Right, I don't know, man. So, the alphas could be females too. You never know. It's like corporations buying small groups around the space. That's pretty much what that is. It's just people don't take them the marketplace and corporate groups back into the understanding of human anthropology, all that stuff like that. They fail to connect the soul into like things that's related to like impulses or the way people walk. What might lead them to walk like this? If they have a disability, other things here and there, how they might think about certain things on the space here. How they view or perceive certain things, where they're from, what is the culture for like their own background, what type of cheese is their home cheese, all that stuff like that. So you go off and review, and then you review one generation to the next, and then you explore, the history. And that's way to like things that's way to like the time into like the big projects that they build, like bridges, all that stuff like that, and then all this stuff connect the dots for you. That's way to the present that lets you know why this is like that, where it predicts into naturally, continuously over time. It will never change. The things around the space, because you follow a property of physics, like that's way to like water waves onto more things specific. So you have elasticity, like a hydrogen molecule. That's like the most dominant hydrogen, oxygen, apparently, like nitrogen and something like that. Like the most dominant substance on your surface. So, yeah, including the water. So within that space or that density or that big physical mass with its acceleration, you in there that's been materialized under its vibration and its physics, we go for like somewhat be in harmony with it at one particular point into morphing specifically. Yeah, I said anyway, back on topic. So I said new age into my thing. You get to redesign materials and systems. No, I fell asleep because I was charging the phone. That's always how they get me into more things I just come to. Now they have like a algorithm to do with them. But then when you want to charge the phone, it's so boring. Yeah, I end up falling asleep more on the special side. So this is the parameters that was there initially. That's going to be related to my computer module. Some of the properties, that's how you describe it more on the special to go off and like describe how the surface has been prepared toward a certain level by the system itself. So the question that remained was that now that I properly fitted hexagon polygons, that's way to like a domain of like a graphic engine into the system itself properly in the 2D depth on the space. I won't go off and make sure that I can actually enforce. Yeah, I can actually enforce a structure that go off and like somewhat restrengthen a certain boundary with a certain width, a certain dimension on that space. Which algorithm of a system that go off and create space will allow me to go off and like materialize a structure on that space that can go off and like someone create a strength of that technique itself to someone increase the weight more on the space with that 1 millimeter thickness in the volume. So now I quickly describe something. It's not even in detail. It's not even word for word to my specifically. That was just like right off my head. So using no, because I said all these were techniques to be able to somewhat create quick custom hand skill and stuff like that. So using DirectX, I'm using DirectX X. I'm able to somewhat create a ratio that matches. I didn't even proofread this stuff for them. I'm able to create a ratio that matches the specification of the real world material that I'm holding in my hands on the right over. Okay, that's in my hands over. This is what I'm referring to on the right. Right now I'm not connected to the internet, so I don't know if that's what's lagging in real time. If it's using a system like Java that's waiting for a server feedback to go off and update or refresh the page, and that's what's slowing down things on the space. Because typically I tend to toss away a laptop that'll go off and be this slow in the 21st century for just having like a browser open with just a couple tabs. So my laptop has to push through a whole like 500 tabs and still be able to play the Destiny 2 on max settings, and then be able to still play Genshin Impact on max setting where as I have like a couple PowerPoints and system and multiple screens open. Yeah, that's my performance level of a system. Even though it burns energy, especially I can afford it. So I like to know which model that fits like mathematics, which allow me to go from like obtain a diagonal strength like 6 edges in a 3-dimensional vertex to be somewhat at 45 degrees and handle a weight. I make sure to mention 3-dimension intentionally. So handle a weight of that like 10 times the weight limit within that 1 millimeter surface on a 3-dimensional film where we're going diagonally. Which optimal mathematical object or shape or function will allow me to, for what mold, that material that is made of polymer. I specifically describe the material intentionally, and I'll give you an example. So that goes to showcase the technicality of the rules to actually know specifically that if it's put in a substance, it's best for like the calculator over it to know at least to certain accuracy what the material is made out of inside a molecular space over, so that you can properly come into a conclusion when compare answers to then go off and claim that you could use this type of system. I'm redesigning a free management space, so go ahead and write me a function that showcase blah blah blah, all sorts of stuff from left out. As simple as that, man. And then with you, I said because of the fact that we're using techniques, what's a lot. Well, I'm not using tools and systems. No, I'm not using tools and system to then go off and like do measurements on the systems and that's outside. The only thing I'm getting from that is just these codes from that system itself. So now I could go inside my own simulation and test it out myself. Yeah, that's a rough sketch over, but done with machine systems as quickly as possible. So I get a formula. That's why it's a large system. It's called cathedral system over octahedral lattice. If I got it from the boys over here that do with the Gothic style windows for the church or something like that. And they had to go for fit ratios, so like images in there. So then give me a reason. That's like dumb. So and then somewhere in there because of the fact that I mentioned 3-dimensional with a system that's with the polymers. It gave me it gave me like I think that's heat over there. Yeah, so it gave me a heat factor over there. This is something that's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to refund that. Sorry, bro. No, cause for 700, yeah. No, I know it's for density. What's up? But in there, there's a thing for heat. What's up? My physics is on point. Yeah, if I do my quick refresher on the special, I just don't care, cause it's so easy to do with like refreshers on the special side. As long as you keep your brain intact, you go off and like revise the information and somewhat fix your errors on the special side. Yeah, so I mentioned 2 dimensions intentionally. What's up? So within the system over here. What's up? Yeah, I won't put the point. You're gonna have a heat factor in there. No, because that it can be translated into energy. Yeah, with the surface area. What's up? Because you have to keep in mind classical. You have to keep in mind the magician. Classical physics. No, because that's how they get you. It's like classical physics. I think they're doing a cup trick. Yeah, and in there, they're able to turn any variable into any classical mechanic that they want, just from that variable itself that could be somewhat equal to other values of the system for what it represent. So they switch rules very quickly in there, and that's how they catch you off guard. Because then eventually they do the sequence, the dense with respect to time, and then they open up so much fucking crap in front of you. Yeah, mathematical model that describe this modeling techniques that they have, but with proper system of physics. No, because when they describe it on the board over here, even the chalk into like the density that it has in between the board, that itself goes into like the creation of that formula itself. So that goes into as an ingredient into morphing specific. So you could even writing it down as it goes into an ingredient inside that formula itself, based off the law of physics for what it is inside the simulation itself. So while you write that, you think that this is the equation that it would. Including your structure over there, so how you held the pen, you fucking radiated, all that stuff, like and you write everything down, goes inside that formula, inside the real simulation itself. That's what us over here, magic people, that go off and create events, golems, and the systems. It's how far you can understand the material world for what it is. No, I know that chick over because she's with corporate. But not even the good side of corporate, what's on the bad side. Trust me when I say that she would sacrifice and kill her own daughters and everything you can imagine. No, because again, the dude that she's with her sells her a lie. So she don't know the edge of the world again. What's up? Yeah, so she thinks she's like a grand queen. What's up? That's the amount of people that thing got killed. What's up? Oh my god. I stay as far as possible. And because of the fact that I already know the world it is itself, what's up? Yeah, especially around the doodle and what they do on the side. Because they didn't know we monitor them throughout the history itself, what's up? Yeah, we had all information that we wanted off of them by just going out to like store it inside a computer system, and then those have the access to the database and need to navigate around it for things that they relate to inside of emotions and stuff like that. They found a way naturally. No, cause I tell you, white boy Ted over here with his friend. I know where they at with the cyber special and what they do. I told that nigga like, yo, stop going off to like stab niggas inside the back over here because you're a simp. Simping for females also stabbing other niggas over here. Just so you could be the one over here to go find someone find your way with a stripper. And then later on you them killed non-stop on the fucking special line. Yeah. I tell you, I don't trust nothing about that nigga over here and that fucking simple life that he has around the special. That nigga broke everything. I made it all by himself. Got so many fucking people killed from left to right. So I'm like, at least next time you don't go off and have a movie, make sure you don't mention yourself on the space. Make sure you don't copy your father over here. That's doing that shit on purpose. Yeah, I know, man. You try to go off and go against me. I'm not even your dad. No, this stuff from left to right. I just give you a harsh lesson. That you call don't go off and be a fucking hero, nigga. You can't save the fucking world until morphing, especially by the time it's done over here. Yeah, you gave me a bloodbath. Beyond if you can imagine over females. Yeah, cause again, you let the little nigga go off and like be like Enrique Iglesias or what's up. Yeah, he ran with it. that little nigga was like, yo, fuck this musician over here, fuck this artist, fuck that guy over there, fuck this girl over here. Let me go off and open up my mouth and fucking sing on that mic over here. What's up? Yeah, got so many chicks killed, so many people fucking murdered, all that stuff left on. What's up? Just because of the fact that how good it sounds in front of females that you care about them. Yeah, well, you look like you're a musician and the stuff. What's up? Yeah, I'm like, yo, next time get your own story done. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this nigga crashed my story over there. Yeah, while I'm busy. Nah, then I told you about grandma with him. So I told you that's what they were doing around the special. I told you these people are dangerous and so. Yeah, I record. You see the dude I recorded over here with his daughter. Yeah, just like grandma over there. Go off and poison the little child. Over stuff that's way to like a young niggas fucking with the nigga over here. He doesn't know the internet for what it is and that some of the niggas don't give a fuck about his feelings, emotions. They rather watch him go off and kill himself on the special. Yeah, no, the other day I had a dude over here go off and ask people if they knew who killed his family. Yeah, he told him cartel killed his family around the space, yeah. And he didn't know the space was filled with like different government agents and all that stuff like that. They mocked that nigga on the space, yeah. they mocked him ruthlessly, even though he lost his family to a killing. Yeah, they told him to kill himself, all that shit for like 12 months. That's the internet with some of the dudes that you see out there that like jackasses. And then coincidentally, mama over there think that the internet is the best tool ever because she hang out with like a younger boys with her that send her text message and chats. Yeah, so now she think the niggas real. Yeah, I said again. Damn, even bad alligator. I got better stuff to go off and do than to hit on like random females over there that go on this romantic sex appeal on the space. These people didn't do nothing to me. I rub it into my face and go off and bother me more on the space. They're living life regularly. I say you're free to go off and take a chicken and get away. Yeah, make sure there's no alligators inside the water again. Damn, that sucks, bro. What a way to go. Right. You follow a jackass into a space where they get water filled with alligators, and next thing you know. Yeah, I say again, life is that way, bro. The sick grandmother is suspected of poisoning her daughters and 4 grandchildren in her upstate New York home before asking her own life. Before taking her own life, only remembered by her surviving her family in Bruin sentence. Bruh. You have no clue how much I want to puke. What's up? No, because every time I see the kids over here, it's the economic situation that they're born into and how they're going to navigate around it. Yeah, whether or not they're dead from birth over here, what's up? What would be their life? If they would be like crackheads, yeah, in the streets over here, going off to like some of be shipped off to like I don't know, Bali or Indonesia over here. What's up? That's life, bro. Right. So by the time some of us build a persevere, because we know money itself within the generation is what liberates us, man, especially. You let the old die down, so you create a back channel over here. That's where to like the community that you live in as a young person. Yeah, that goes off and maintain the space until like the next young person will go to still build a time. So in my case, we have the older male. I left the space for the young male to not have no problem whatsoever. And then by the time I was done, the space what I'm competing into is like a born dying economy. Yeah, that's there. That has money to go off and spend and waste and like, has too much money on it. Right. So I navigate to that system over here. And by the time I turn back, the next man over here, that was saying, not him over here, managed to fuck up everything on the special. It is what it is, man. But I tell you, these white folks over here, especially the own, I told you this is what they was doing to me with the kids over here. Killing themselves. Yeah, and then acting all over dramatic on the special. Let's cry for help. Not because they're poor, but at the same time, the trolls from the internet over here, giving the fix, the drugs on the special. Yeah, so they want to be down and cool to their last breath, never knowing that they're part of a twisted plot or like cruelty. It's how we're doing a comedy on this special. No, even though I showed them the way, I was like, yo, just get a job online and then go off and invest your money inside NVIDIA and just live a frugal lifestyle. Yeah, I give them $1 million path on this special, and they still cannot see it right in front of them. So anyway, yeah. So I know by the time I'm done with you, still not finishing my website because now I'm so busy with life. All right. So I put it into a 3-dimensional film. It gave me pressure, which is good, into my office space and all that. Because that's your system over here that changes with respect to time. The force over here will somewhat be modified with acceleration, and then you have the surface area that can compress and it somewhat extend. Yeah, extract. Right. But the only thing I'm after over here is these codes of mathematics. Right. And just like that, it gave me a reinforced model. It fitted in. So that's the entire point of being able to use the AI system like that. So you're able to somewhat find paths or system that go off and like assemble a system as closely as superglue can do it. Yeah, make sure it's not clunky or broken on the special side. New techniques and systems, new machines, new tools, and new ways like putting that data and then go off and play with that data and somewhat make sure. No, I had another question because this does not complete the video. What's up? Yeah, because again, you can go in there and then you can modify the team or like that structure itself, and then go off and calculate with the system over here to go off and calculate the strength from that space over here. What's up? And yeah, so the next step over here. I'm not sure if I have enough memory to continue a 30-minute video. What's up? Because I'm way past over time. And then actually, I'm also too relaxed to go off and like upload that video into that laptop right there. That's so slow. And then someone pay a subscription to Adobe or like free software to go off and cut and paste videos together. Yeah, I'm too comfortable to do video editing. Download. You see how unorganized that thing is. It's not even in the thumbnail. You're a large icon. Let me see what time it's up. Oh, no, that's why we get our custom software. That's why we go to certain spaces over here to like someone hang out with that dude over here. That someone reorganizes his desktop and the functions around the space so you can go off and learn. Because he hangs out with a certain staff that they will fonts on the space up. So he give you shortcuts. That's why it's like his own unique style and technique. So you take from him to go off and like somewhat modify your style and the things. That's how you choose on the advanced users. Put that down for a second. Services. Force. Yeah, regenerate. I think that was like 4 minutes. Yeah, before ChatGPT was not broken. You know, because I tell you what grandma real. What's up? Grandma is crazy. I feel bad for her, but I can't feel bad for her at all. What's up? Because she had every ability to back off. What's up? Yeah, but at the same time, she didn't know she was being manipulated by a group of like ruthless fucking young folks that work for an old dude on the special. She didn't know she got sold that for money, and they drove her insane. Yeah, that's why I tell you, you walk past everybody because they all dead. Especially when they give her that virus where that's supposed to make her feel depressed and sad. She didn't know the people that maintain that space where like individuals that are part of a cult that wants people commit suicide. Now with the space where and they're part of a cyber virus group that was making people commit suicide, and they're part of a sextortion scam and stuff that's way to like scamming, bait on switch, swapping dollars, swapping ingredients, swapping PCP inside the drug area, just swapping, being dirty overall. Yeah, and then worshiping the devil over here, which means that you always betray somebody for something. You install the blackmail over here, the child porn, swap it. I want especially make the person kill themselves one, and that's all they collect as content. So I know that specifically. That's why I navigate too. And then I told you continuously over time. These people are so dumb. They were not supposed to be with the cyber space. But kid over here wanted attention about stuff that's related to the internet because of the fact that he goes to university. Yeah, so they give him the ability to go off and create a presentation. So you use that internet channel and that space where you have to go off and sell out the old niggas from like that website that were there as kids, and then take the opportunity to go off and like wield a trophy while he goes off and like shame all the boys around the space. That should have known better, even though they knew the law more better than him within the constitution. That's why we navigate around that nigga. Yeah, well, I said again. Energy and what? Well, I said that's the end of my demonstration again. That's how you go around this space. I have two survey 1 minute squared. For Newton max, two interval, interval 0.003. In the minute amount, you're generated by a brush DC mode 6 volt, 150 RPM. Given by how much energy and heat will be generated to align the structure we talk about 10 times. Because I at least designed 10 electricity to that system itself as well. No, then the rest is just like basic old techniques like organizing, right, as the systems. Yeah, then eventually you could use different type of machine and tools. Because right now they're going through a revolution with the power like taking a piece of that machine, bringing it down to like as many small devices as they can. That like the worst type of memory a system that could go off and run it on the lowest setting. Yeah, just like the GPS system over here. What's up? That you could have created inside your phone a long time ago by yourself. Yeah, we just the data collected by Yahoo Map over here. What that was called over here? Yahoo. No, there was a name for it. What's up? MapQuest? Yeah, MapQuest. That was the old map over there. No, because then Google copied the direction. Because you used to use that over there to go off and obtain information and write it down on a piece of paper and print it out. When you go out of state travel or something like that. Yeah, then actually someone Google copied the system over there to give you direction and like use it as a GPS inside your phone over there. Immediately killing most of the GPS companies. The reason why I use GPS standalone GPS system is because of the fact that they can work or operate without the cell network. So when I'm lost in the desert, long distance, there's no cell tower to cover my system. I use the GPS system, and then it covers it and give me my accuracy. So there's still a function for like systems like that. Right, that's how I mentioned the force immune, but that's how you go into detail with some of the system or what's up. I had to do it quick because I don't know how long that camera system is gonna hold on because my memory is only like 4 GB. I'm already at 38 minutes, but like standardized format with like 30 frames per second. Yeah, and that ends the presentation right there. What's up? Let's wait till like yeah, I'm free from the world. Yeah. Then go off and have all that time over here to go off and redesign the machine system as if they were joints that can go off and like someone combined together with chemistry or molecular system over here and make sure that they're strong as materials or systems. Yeah, and then use that knowledge to continue to mix and match and like make sure that whatever I'm mixing is actually fitting the spaces the same way that we did it with that system over here. So it's too slow for me to go off and like look at the original picture. Yeah, so you somewhat wrap information that you get from that system itself. Yeah, accurately, as if you had this way. That's how you communicate with it. My sign language over myself. So you have new techniques or probabilities. You grab the image, you go off and you tap the help function. Instead of tapping help, what you do is that you use the system over here to use its own vocabulary. Yeah, based on the parameter you give it to go off and describe the system for you, and then you use this vocabulary, my system back, as if you're talking to the machine very fluently and smoothly, to then go off and like wrap information on spaces on this thing in detail, yeah, accurately, and make sure that it follows some properties of physics within the space here. So now you're able to go off and redesign machines. We're able to redesign materials, molding spaces, the fabric of like machines, as we know it, AC/DC systems and all that stuff like that. So I'm set for life because that's a whole lot of work over here. With it on a unique space for like a unique product, a unique system that I don't have to go off and like deal with inside the copyright or intellectual property group because most of my stuff is prototype things that's done in the name of science in front of everybody. It's in front of the open source domain that you can't go off and copyright on intellectual property. Physics. So yeah, so all I do is just describe physics with a unique machine, a new methodology that then create a new product. Yeah, that I don't even sell. So I just demonstrate how to do it, like where to get the material and the resource, and I describe how to go from at least the ingredients so on the special. All that is perfectly legal on the special. Yep, and that's all I do. I get donations, and I make my name for myself throughout the century amongst other tech innovators and all that stuff like that. Not just looking for tools and programs, so on, especially the minute they get to use Firefox, I already done my work over it. Like the developer of Firefox, Mozilla over it. Yeah, I said my signature is inside their business card over here. And you see the little Firefox over there. I took over Internet Explorer, all that stuff like that. Now everybody know who I am. They use me to go off and make the billions of dollars on the special. So they have a profound respect for me and my brand and who I am specifically as a individual. That's like lethal on the special. You heard what I said already the other day? the only thing that was in my head was the sound of a powerful laser that was almost the size of me over there. Yeah, radiating right next to me in red into my offense special. What's up? That's a laser that just zapped at one of my target over here, cut him in half. Into my offense special. What's up? Yeah, well, I keep it here to be able to keep me company as a pet. You know, and especially, I developed my mechatronic system and my maze as if I was like a clock maker or a watch maker on, especially that do with mechanical motors on the system over here. So, well, I try to have my privacy and my peace, but somewhere they found some of the craziest people on earth to go off and bother me, especially with the kids. And eventually, by the time I'm over there, I try to obtain a private moment so I could go ahead and read the misfortune of some human beings, especially with the kids and all that stuff like that. I pay my respect to the deceased. I get this thing over invade my privacy, and then someone ruined the moment over and over again. So I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I cut off music, I cut off some news article, everything about me. I had to like shut it down because I think over there just copy it and then go off and try to rock it just for attention from females. So yeah, why it sells them that you don't need money. I'm like, yo, nigga, can you fuck off or something? I got kids to go off and fucking feed. I said, my sister over there is mad that I'm not making money to go off and feed her kids over there. I'm sorry, you're taking that shit away from them. Yeah, I have kids with disabilities over here that possibly will not have no mentors if any of my family members die, especially. Then they're left stranded on the fucking space. And by the time I go off and take ownership of them, as like the guardian, yeah, for like family over here. I go off and take care of the disabled children that I inherited, especially. But I got money on hand to take care of myself and my friends, to more things, especially. I get this fucking crowd over here following me around the fucking space with fucking crazy ass people poisoning their kids and like go on social media for a fucking group of like corporate social media influencers that are like trapped inside of a system over here. That's why it's like being hardcore because they want to go off and impress people when they're young. So all of a sudden they end up being trapped inside of a debt trap for like real estate, for like as a game itself, because they didn't know that the system itself is based off maintenance and resources, expensive to maintain into blood. Yeah, you have to have an army to sustain us. So it's not like small money. That's why to like things like this, do we look at as like a quick way to go off and rob you and take your pocket change on, especially like their void over here is like massive and they have to go continuously feed that motherfucker with shit around the fucking special. Yeah, so by the time the little nigga over here with his group go off and get trapped inside of a system with a bigger monster over here that trapped them into like a fucking statue. Because of the fact that he tells them that he still has to ring over the special. So Vladimir Putin has to ring eat all the Russian caviar. That's why you posted over here. Yeah, as your girlfriend over here that you try to offer flowers is being passed around across India. And then if he's a special program or project where you get money off like rare earth materials that you get to somewhat reroute to his clowns or professors that go off and like educate poor people or give them access to like the ability to go off and learn engineering from experienced ones, so they could go off and build their own bridge and obtain a discount and run that thing over to go off and make their own money, and they go off and be the aristocracy on the system itself. So that's why they send you to the front line to die 2 million times over, and then somewhere I probably go down and like observe your Russian girlfriend over here. What's up? And what was her sacrifice that you died over here just so she could go off and be a prostitute inside the Middle Eastern, especially where they got the caste system. Yeah, so now she's below the caste system because inside that system itself is dominated by males. All the males made an agreement to always put the females underneath them and never above a voice of politics, unless she's born as a caste system herself. So, right, because she doesn't know any better with her doing education. That's gatekeeped by the females, but they all fall under one dude over here that build that nation. They're just like the Iranian God Cup on the space. Right. So somewhere you send the Russian that was free into a space here where the main male population that's like the lowest in the prison is an old homeless dude over here that's a pedophile that goes off and do meth in the streets. Yeah, that go off and randomly kidnap little children that run away too strict, that like by themselves.